What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I'm building a farmhouse on a bigger lot. I don't know exactly how big it is, but it's a bigger lot in Windenburg on the island, in the island area. So that's where I started building and yeah, for this build, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. All I knew is that I wanted to build a farmhouse kind of home, but still very modern because I wanted it to fit in with the rest of the builds that's already on this island, which is, they're all like more modern looking homes, more contemporary looking homes. So that's when I decided that I wanted to build a contemporary farmhouse. So yeah, that's what I was trying to go for. It was really difficult. I was fiddling around with the shape of the house a lot. It didn't come along very easily for me this time. That sometimes happens with larger homes. Like sometimes I do have like a vision in mind of what I want the home to kind of look like or what I want the home to like represent, if that makes any sense. But that doesn't mean that I necessarily have like a very clear picture in my mind of what I want it to look like. So what I usually do is I just start building and I just start building boxes and adding more boxes onto it and adding roofs and everything, and then I'll just see what happens. And that's what I did for this one as well. And but for this one, it did take me a little bit longer. It was a really difficult one. But yeah, still a lot of fun. And I do really like how it turned out in the end. I knew that I wanted to use like black and whites on the outside of the house. And then you'll see that later. But then I started playing around with like some darker colored wood tones as well. And that's when I decided that I was gonna go with like black and white or gray and white and like this warm dark wood tone kind of color for the details and the flooring and everything. So yeah, that's the way it turned out, and I am really happy with the result. But yeah, as you can see, I was fiddling around with the shape and with the roof and everything for a long time. But yeah, that's okay, it's all worth it in the end. I really like building on these lots in Windenburg on the island. I don't really do it very often because, well, there's a lot of worlds and I don't want to just build in the same worlds every single time. But yeah, for this one I was like, yeah, I really want to go back to the island in Windenburg and just build something on the coast kind of thing. I mean, it's surrounded by ocean. Is it a lake or an ocean? I think it's supposed to be an ocean. I'm not sure, but that's that's the vibe that it gives me anyway. So yeah, and as far as the storyline for this home goes, I didn't really have too much of a detailed storyline in mind for this build. It's just, well, obviously it's a family home. It's not that big, but still very spacious and very luxurious on the inside as well. Not very big though. The bedrooms are quite small. Well, not small, but I mean, it's not like a mansion or anything by any means. It's just a spacious family home, but very luxurious on the inside. So I did imagine the family that lives here to be quite wealthy. I mean, obviously a home like this on a lot like this would be very expensive. I do imagine that these people sat down with an architect and just designed it themselves and built it themselves. So they didn't buy it. It didn't already exist before they bought it. They just bought the land and they built their own home on this lot. So yeah, I think you'd need a lot of money for that. I mean, it's obviously not going to be cheap. So I do imagine this family to be quite wealthy. So I furnished it for 2 parents and 2 children, or 2 teens actually. So, you know, pretty quote unquote standard kind of family. But yeah, I just like that for this one. So, but you can obviously, when you download it, you can just delete the furnishing if you have a family that consists like of other people, like maybe 3 children and 1 parent or something. It doesn't really matter. There's 3 bedrooms in this home, so 1 bedroom for the parents and then 2 kids bedrooms if you wanted it to be like that. If you don't, you can obviously just download the home and change it the way you want it to be. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, because I didn't really have too much of a detailed storyline for this one, I just decided to go with the more like quote unquote standard family kind of thing. And what I did think was, because I wanted to furnish the 2 children's bedrooms for teens, because I don't know, I really enjoy decorating teens' bedrooms, because especially when it comes to girls' bedrooms, I can just furnish it the way that I would have wanted my teenage girl bedroom to be like. It's just, I can just kind of like decorate it as if it was my own like dream bedroom or something. So I just think that's really fun. And I don't always like adding lots of toys and everything to bedrooms, because I don't necessarily think those things are like aesthetically pleasing, if that makes any sense. They're not beautiful. They're not nice to look at. Well, they're fun. I mean, children's toys and items they're fun, but yeah, sometimes I just really want to decorate the room for the sake of decorating, and then I just don't want to add like too much toys or anything. So what I was thinking was that teens could be twins, but not identical twins, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a word for that, but I don't know what the word is in English. But not identical twins. So what I had in mind is a girl and a boy. They're both the same age, probably. Like what I had in mind is like maybe sophomores or juniors in high school. So they're not that young anymore, and they're getting pretty serious about school and education, and maybe they want to go to university in a couple of years. Maybe not. I mean, it's up to them. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, I didn't really want to furnish bedrooms for very young children. So that's why I went with the storyline of 2 teens that are already a little bit older and can take care of themselves and don't really need any toys or anything like that. So yeah, here you can see that the color scheme of the house and the shape of the house came together. I really enjoy the gray brick. I have never used this brick. I think it's from either Fitness Stuff or Spa Day. I'm not sure, but I've never actually used this wallpaper on the outside of homes, only on insides, like for a backsplash in the kitchen or in bathrooms or something like that. But this time I decided to go with this wallpaper for the outside of the house, and I do think it looks really good. I really like the combination of textures, like the wood and the brick, like the black and the gray together. It just looks really cool in my opinion. And as always, I try to make this house look very lush and green and overgrown. For some reason, I always do that. I am well aware of that. But yeah, you know, I'm starting to embrace it now, because I just really love the way it looks, and it really, in my opinion, makes the home like really come together, and yeah, makes it look like lived in. And I just really like how that looks for some reason. So I don't know. I guess I'll just always, use lots of greenery and plants and everything like that. And I thought this home would be perfect for a little pond on the side of the house, because the lot is pretty wide. So there's not any room in the back of the house. So they don't really have a backyard, but they have like a side yard, I guess you could call it, if that makes any sense. But obviously, it's not like they're living in like the suburbs or anything. They're living on an island. So pretty much the whole island is their backyard. Obviously, they're not the only ones living here. There's more homes, but I just mean that there's lots of like greenery and nature and everything around the house. So they don't necessarily need that much of backyard on the lot, I figured. And I turned it into a little bit of a side yard, if that makes any sense. At first, I really wanted to like make this little area with a roof over it. I wanted to make that into a driveway, but it didn't make any sense because it's on an island and there's no like road or anything here. So I'm just imagining that this family has a car like somewhere on the mainland, like parked in, I don't know, just a parking spot like on the mainland. Obviously, for work and everything, I do imagine that these parents have to go to the mainland, and the kids, of course, as well, because they have to go to school. So there's probably like a ferry or something that they can just take every day, and it probably doesn't take too long. to go to the mainland and go to school and go to work and everything. I'm just thinking now that it'd actually be pretty fun if one of the parents worked from home and like is an architect themselves. That would be pretty cool. So maybe they designed this home themselves because they're an architect and they can do that. And that would actually be pretty fitting for this home because, well, as I mentioned, I think the family is very wealthy. No, not very wealthy, but they do have, they do have quite some money to spend. And and they're a really like serious family in that sense. I think they're very warm and welcoming and everything, but they really like to be on their own as well, just with the family. And that's probably why they like living on the island so much. But yeah, I do think the kids are very serious about going to university and getting a good career and everything. So yeah, that's what I was thinking for the family that lives here. And as you can see, we've moved on to the inside of the house. I really, really like this kitchen a lot. I think it came along very beautifully. I like the island counter with a little rounded bit, and I just put a little laptop on there and a coffee mug just to make it look a little bit more, a little bit more lived in that sense. And I never really used this swatch of the dining table, this lighter wood tone swatch, but for this home, it worked perfectly. This little sunroom area is just so beautiful. Just be so cool to just sit there at the table with your laptop or just with your family to have dinner or something and just look out over the island. I think it would be that would be so cool. I would really love living in this home because I think it's so modern and just really nice. I was struggling for the longest time with the curtains. I really didn't know what I wanted to put in front of the window. At first, I didn't really want to put any curtains there because the windows are just so beautiful. They're so cool. And I didn't want to cover them up, but then I was like, that is just not realistic. I mean, even though you're living on an island, you're gonna want to have some privacy when it gets dark and you have those like big windows. Everyone can see in the house. So yeah, that'd be very inconvenient. So I did decide to go with I think they're the Discovery University blinds, and I sized them down. And I just put those in front of the window, and I think they look very good because they're the same neutral color as the table and the rug underneath. So it worked out fine. And this is the living area, or one of the living areas. I put another little, like smaller living area on the other side of the kitchen, and I put a little fireplace there as well. I just thought it makes sense for this home because it is very spacious, and I did have quite some space left that I didn't really know what to do with because I put a lot of stuff like in one side of the house, like the kitchen and dining and living is all on the right side of the house. So I did have a lot of space left on the left side of the house. But we'll see that in a little while. But here I just placed the living area with the TV. The other living area doesn't have a TV. But yeah, this is just the area with the TV, and I went with this black couch. I think it looks so cool and modern, and it's kind of mid-century modern, but it really fits this house. So are the chairs, so that ties it in really well. And I went with this rusty kind of colored swatch of the chairs because I did want a pop of color in here because it's very brown and black and white and gray and everything, and I just wanted something else, something warm in the living area. So that's why I went with that color of the chairs, that swatch. You could just see me put down a food bowl for the dog as well. I just want to say I did end up moving that around because when I was playtesting this house, my sim couldn't get from the dining table past that food bowl because it was in the way. So I moved it to across the fridge. It's like right in front of the fridge, like across the fridge against the kitchen island now. So if you download this house and you don't see it at first, it's still there. I just moved it around a little bit. And for this part of the house, I thought it would be really fun to make a large like wardrobe area where people can put their jackets and their shoes and everything. Just a really big like storage area, because I didn't think it make a lot of sense. Like if you walk past or through the front door here, there's no like hallway space or anything. If you walk in the door into the house, you're just in the house, like you're right there, like in the kitchen and living area. So I didn't really like the idea of putting down a coat rack like next to the door, like having all that like little clutter stuff right there where the front door is. I didn't really want that. So then I decided I have this whole like area by the stairs where I don't really know what to do with that. So that's when I decided to place down like some storage space, wardrobe area. I think that looks really sophisticated and really cool and really clean. So there is no like jackets and shoes right next to the front door. It's just everything is like tucked away and put away in that like wardrobe area. I thought that looked really cool. And here, as you can see, I totally talked over it, but that was the second living space area kind of thing. I thought it'd be really cool to just have two areas to sit down with friends or something, or maybe you just want to cuddle up on the couch and like read a book in the winter and put on turn on the fireplace. That'd be such a cozy little space. And maybe someone else in the family just wants to sit and watch TV, and they can use the other living space, if that makes any sense. So there is lots of options to choose from as far as where you want to sit down when you want to watch TV or just read a book or do something else, maybe study or do homework or something. And here I moved on to the first bathroom. There's only 2 bathrooms in this house. There's one bathroom upstairs because I didn't have room for an ensuite at all. And here you can see that I realized that I only have one bathroom upstairs. I kind of forgot about that. So I needed another shower. So that's why I put a shower in the downstairs bathroom as well, which fits easily because it's a really large bathroom. I think it's a really beautiful bathroom. I like the darker swatches of everything, like the black and the dark brown combined. I really like that. But I did put laundry in there. I just had to fiddle around with the washer and the dryer, and because I wanted to add, like I said, I wanted to add another shower in there, but that wasn't really a problem. It fit easily. So that was really nice. And this is the parents' bedroom. I'm sorry. I'm struggling to talk a little bit. It's a very long video. I hope that's fine. But I really didn't want to split this one up into 2 videos. I don't really like doing that. I think I've done that like once before with a family home, and I split it up into 2 parts, but I don't really like it. I just want everything together. And me personally, I always like watching longer speed builds. It really relaxes me, and it's just a lot of fun to see how bigger homes like this come together, in my opinion. So that's why I didn't split it up into 2 videos, and that's why this is a very long video. I hope that's okay. I hope you're still enjoying it, and I hope you're still with me. If not, that's okay too, of course. But yeah. As I said, this is the parents' bedroom. I really like the neutral, like darker walls combined with the very light blue on the chair and on the sheets of the bed. And that combined with like the gray dresser and the gray, little details in this room. I think that's a very nice color combination. And I've never actually used this color combination before, which is something that I find so interesting about The Sims. Like, how does that even work? I have built countless homes, like so many homes already, and even before I started sharing them here on my channel and on Instagram and everything, I've built so many homes, countless homes, and still every time I build something, I mean, obviously sometimes you're gonna be repeating yourself if you're not that inspired or something, but pretty much every single build I come across, like, I just start furnishing and decorating, and then I come across a color combination that I have never used before. Like, how does that even work? Obviously, I have my favorite items in the game and my favorite textures and colors of things, but every single time I build, I kid you not, I come across, like, some kind of color combination or some kind of item that I'm like, this is cool, I've never used this before. Like, isn't that so interesting about this game? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too invested. I don't know. But that is just something that I find so great about this game. I never get tired of it. Even though, for example, I've seen and used these rugs a million gazillion times in my life, I'm still not tired of using them. Because there's so many different ways in which you can use items and colors and styles and textures and stuff like that. And I just think that is very, very interesting about this game, and which is also why I love The Sims so much, I think, because every time you open the game, you're gonna have to work with the same items that are always in there. But still, I never get tired of it. I can still build something different, something completely different every single time with the same items. And I just think that is so cool. I've been rambling about this for minutes. I'm sorry, but I just really wanted to share that with you. Like, isn't that great? Isn't that so cool about this game? But yeah, anyway, this is the teen girls' bedroom. I decided to not put a desk in here because I put a little study desk computer area on the landing space, like right outside this room. I had a lot of space there, so I decided to just make that into a little study area for the teens, and maybe a little work area for one of the parents or something. But in this girl's bedroom, I decided, I mean, in my opinion, it's a girl's bedroom. It could be the guy's bedroom just as well. It really doesn't matter. But in my mind, this was the girl's bedroom because this really is the kind of room that I would have wanted if I was a teenager. And I still want this room right now, to be honest. Like that lighter pink wall combined with the gray and the dark brown, I just think is really cool. This is an example of a color combination that I've never used before. Like I would never think of using that, like that light pink wall combined with like that dark brown leather old looking couch. But it's just something I came across when I was decorating that room, and I really liked how it turned out. So I'll probably be using that combination for teens' rooms or something like that more often. I'm not sure, but it is something that I really genuinely enjoyed about that room. The colors are so beautiful. And this is the guy's bedroom in my storyline. Could be the girls, could be the guys. It really doesn't matter. I feel like I always have to say that because I don't want to offend anyone, of course. But yeah, that's just what I thought of, and I hope that doesn't offend anyone. But yeah, like I said, in my storyline, in my head, this was the guy's bedroom, and I thought he'd be really into like music and photography and stuff like that. I put a camera on one of the side tables. You'll see that in a little while. And I just put some posters on the wall, and then later on I realized that I wanted to put an accent wall or like a colored wall in this room as well, but I kind of forgot. So you'll see me do that in a little while. I thought something is missing, but I wasn't sure what, and then I realized, oh wait, I didn't put an accent wall or a colored wall in this room. So I painted the wall, the opposite wall of this one. I think I painted it green. I was gonna go with blue at first, but then I was like, no, there's already too many blue details. Here you can see me do it. It's green, yeah. I really like that. Green is definitely one of my favorite colors. So I'm always happy when I get to use that color. I really like it. Yeah, and here is the upstairs bathroom. It's a smaller bathroom and everyone has to share it. So that's something that's maybe a little bit less luxurious about this home, is that there's only 2 bathrooms. I thought it'd be really fitting to give the parents an ensuite, but like I said, there was no space whatsoever left in this home for me to give the parents an ensuite. So that's when I decided, you know what, that's okay. We're just gonna go with 2 bathrooms in this home. And I tend to not really like decorating bathrooms all that much because, I don't know, they can be a little bit tedious for me to do. I never really know, like I want to make it look cool, but at the same time, I never really know how. But then they always do turn out really cool, in my opinion. For example, this one, I decided to go with a little accent wall, like the wood paneling on one wall in the bathroom, and I just think that looks really cool. That's something that I never really do, but for this one, yeah, it just came to mind, and that's what I did. And I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that was it for the inside of the house. I'm moving to the outside now. There's a little balcony up here, and I just put down a little couch and a chair, just a nice place to sit down. Oh yeah, and I put an easel up here because I've been talking about this in a couple of my builds now, but I've been trying to add some more skill building items to my homes, because I figured if you're gonna use them for gameplay, I mean, I barely ever use my builds for gameplay because I don't play the game that often. So I just build for the sake of building, and then I sometimes tend to forget to add items that are actually useful and handy for gameplay. But I've been trying to get better at that. So yeah, I think underneath that, underneath here, yeah, you can see me do it right now. I put down a nice dining table, a larger dining table, with a couple of chairs. So that's a very nice like outside dining area. I think that looks really beautiful. It'd be so cool to just sit down there and have dinner with your family. And I also put down a couple of planter boxes and just some details, some gardening details, and some outside bins as well. I didn't forget about those. And that's pretty much going to be it for this build almost. Oh yeah, I also put down a little sitting area on the front porch as well. You'll see me do that in a little while. And I think that is just so beautiful. So there's lots of places around this house to just enjoy being outside and just sit down and relax and everything. There's lots of places to choose from to just sit down and relax with friends or family. And that is just something that I really enjoy about this build. It's so warm and welcoming, and I really love that. But yeah, that's going to be it for this build. We're heading on into screenshots pretty soon. You can download this build off the gallery. My username is Simmarysims. You can also find it under the hashtag Simmary or the hashtag Simmarysims. And you can also follow me on Instagram if you'd like. My Instagram handle is @Simmarysims as well. So I hope you enjoyed this build. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next build. Bye!